This is a Maruti Gypsy, but it's a Maruti Gypsy like no other because this one's all electric. Yup, ignore the lifted suspension and meaty off-road tires because the highlight of this Maruti Gypsy, prepared by Pune-based Pixie Electric Cars, is what lies under its clamshell bonnet. At the heart of this EV conversion is the electric powertrain. Out goes the petrol engine and in comes a permanent magnet indigenously developed electric motor. The cool thing about this motor is that it bolts straight on to the existing Gypsy's gearbox, and this whole conversion takes less than a day. This electric motor makes about 55 horsepower and 120 Newton meters. And another cool tidbit about it is that it gets heat shields on the sides, and that is something of great interest for the military because it reduces the vehicle's heat signature. Powering that electric motor is an 18 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack that sits under the back seat. Uniquely, this Gypsy retains the original 5-speed manual gearbox and low-range hardware. Yes, you heard that right. It's an electric vehicle with a 5-speed gearbox. And there's even more to it because moving this knob to the right gives you forward motion, moving it to the left gives you rear motion. In effect, what you get is 5 forward gears plus a reverse and 5 rear gears plus a reverse. I experienced the electric Gypsy at Learn Off-Road's training ground in Pali, Maharashtra. Okay, so now it is go time. The little click from the electric motor tells me it's good to go. Now move to the right, which means forward motion. Now theoretically, electric motors make all their max torque at 0 RPM. So this car can start in 5th gear, and that's what I'm going to try now. Let's go. An EV with a gearbox feels quite weird to begin with. And then you have a Gypsy that's so quiet. I can hear a bit of whirring from the electric motor, but more than anything else, it's the sound of the body panels of this 20-year-old Gypsy that's giving the soundtrack here. I'll cut it some slack because this very Gypsy is a prototype and has been really put through some extreme tests by the military. But what I'm interested to see if it has the off-road ability that made the original Gypsy such a legend. So this is a pretty steep incline that will catch your average two-wheel drive SUV out. But this electric Gypsy, it's managing it in two-wheel drive, but I've shifted down to 1st gear for maximum torque. The Gypsy makes it quite far up in two-wheel drive, but the climb eventually catches the Gypsy out. Time for four-wheel drive. 4x4 low. I don't think 1st gear is needed. Yeah, 2nd gear feels more like it. This is pretty cool. Imagine being in your favorite off-roader and not hearing an engine really struggling uphill. Test 1 done, on to something harder. What goes down must come up, and here the exit is a steep rock-faced slope. A climb up a rocky path. Okay. I think the electric motor managed it. The chunky tires found grip when they most needed to, and we're out of danger. So, well done, e-Gypsy. I just had to try the exit in reverse too, and it did it. I think it does help to have some more adjustability that you get with the gearbox. The third obstacle for the day will truly establish the electric Gypsy's abilities. It's a long steep climb up a hillside on a rutted path. Here it goes. Okay, now second gear. Got the momentum. Okay, this is pretty serious stuff now. Hey! Truth be told, the electric Gypsy managed way more than I expected it to. Actually speaking, I do see a case for a vehicle like this in our wildlife sanctuaries, because without an engine that is really struggling and breathing hard on an off-road trail, you have a relatively quiet electric powertrain, allowing you to maintain the calm of the surroundings, not startle the wildlife around you, and if you're lucky, even get you up close to some animals. However, you have to remember that this is not a very powerful car and it won't be the fastest either, so just hope those animals don't give you chase. Top speed is claimed to be in the range of 80 to 85 kph, but it'll take its time getting there. Now, claimed range is about 80 kilometers in moderate off-road conditions. That range will increase when you switch to regular tires. This one's running heavy-duty mud terrain tires. The numbers look basic, especially if you judge it against something like a Tata Nexon EV. Then again, the intended purpose of the electric conversion is to give new life to the Gypsy. The off-road chops and silence are among the reasons Pixie Electric Cars foresees the electric Gypsy as a fit in forward areas as a petrol vehicle. The establishment of solar power generation units would cater to charging requirements and would do away with the need of risky fuel transport as needed currently for the fleet of petrol Gypsies. To what extent extreme temperatures would impact performance and range remains a question mark. For an average buyer though, price will be the biggest stumbling block. The electric conversion costs 8 lakh rupees, and that's aside from the cost of the donor vehicle. The conversion takes less than a day, post which the vehicle can be re-registered with a green number plate. Pixie Electric Cars will be appointing distributors across the country for fitment. While there is promise in the idea, this electric Gypsy is best seen as a special use vehicle only. For all other needs, Maruti will happily sell you a Jimny.